A very good morning to all of you and a warm welcome to everyone who is present here. The topic of our presentation is fishing out the phishing websites, and I, Pia Mawar, will be your presenter for this time slot. I and my co-author, Mini Jain, we are both currently undergraduate students at Delhi Technological University here in India, and we are incredibly excited to get an opportunity to showcase our work at Cyber Science 2021. Did you know that a study conducted by the FBI in 2020 discovered that phishing was the most prevalent threat with more than 240,000 victims in the US? Today, we will be talking about phishing, what it is, and how we can prevent it in our presentation. So let's dive in. As part of our presentation, we will be going over the displayed topics. We will start by introducing the concept of phishing, its harmfulness, and explain our motive behind taking up this project. Then we will talk about our problem statement and our significant contributions in this domain. We will also go through a detailed literature review of the past work done in this field and the gaps in the existing research. Moving on, we will explain our methodology for this task. Next, we will elaborate on the dataset of active phishing and benign URLs that we created and the data extraction and cleaning process involved. After that comes our feature engineering step, in which we will extract different features for the URLs and classify them using different tree-based learners and hence compare our results. Finally, we will conclude this presentation by elucidating our results and conclusions and the future scope in this domain. So let's start by understanding what phishing is. Phishing is a cyber crime in which deceitful websites lure gullible users and trick them into disclosing confidential information, such as social media passwords or banking details, addresses, or other private information. Today, it is one of the most prevalent cyber attacking techniques. Often these websites are crafted such that they superficially appear similar to popular legitimate websites. For example, you can see two images on the slide. The legitimate one in green and on the left, this one, is of a popular social media platform, Instagram. And on the right in red is a phishing website, which is a clone of Instagram. The motive for the creation of such a website can be to steal user credentials for this platform. So while manifold research has been conducted in this domain, the number of phishing websites being detected per day is on the rise, and attackers are adopting diverse styles to pass undetected through phishing detection methods. According to the Anti-Phishing Working Group's Phishing Activity Trends report, September alone saw the detection of 199,000 unique phishing websites, and the number has kept on increasing since the beginning of the year. Google has registered 241,000 phishing websites as of January 2021, which is up over 27% over the last 12 months, an alarming rate considering the variety of anti-phishing tools available today. According to Verizone's 2021 Data Breach Investigation Report, phishing is the top action variety seen in breaches in the last year, and 43% of breaches involved phishing. All this data indicates that there's still enough scope in this field for innovation and development of more robust and up-to-date phishing detection mechanisms. So this slide displays the significant contribution of our research in this domain. Firstly, we have created a data set comprising of 38,000 websites and classified them into phishing and benign categories. All these websites were collected in 2020 so that our model learns from the latest trends and techniques that phishers employ to surpass previously created detection models. We've performed feature engineering for these websites and extracted lexical, address, script, and rule-based features. We have applied tree-based classifiers to detect phishing websites such as Decision Tree, Random Forest, and the XGBoost, and carried a comparative analysis for these models. Moreover, we have also investigated to determine which feature groups are more relevant for classification. Finally, our pipeline is a novel contribution to the literature, which is a third-party independent and robust classification model. So a lot of research has already been done in the phishing detection domain, which can primarily be categorized into three divisions: the blacklist and heuristic-based approaches, content and visual similarity-based approaches, and finally, URL and fuzzy rule-based approaches. Early work has mostly been focusing on blacklisting and heuristic approaches that use third-party features such as page ranks along with whitelists and blacklists. Over time, focus on content increased and content and visual similarity based approaches were used, in which content, logos, images of the web pages were studied to check for visual similarity against legitimate websites. Some approaches have also made use of extracting features from URLs by deriving them from a URL's components and computing a metric for each of them using a fuzzy rule-based approach. Common examples of these features include lexical or count-based features or a bag of words contained in the URL. Although various techniques for classification and feature extraction have been applied for phishing website detection, each scheme brings certain limitations or gaps in knowledge. List-based practices are outdated and require frequent updates in learning to keep up with the new phishing detection trends. Content-based methods require lots of computational power and time, and thus are impractical when it comes to real-time detection of phishing websites. Hence, there is a scope to create a classification model that works on these approaches in conjunction and reduces the individual limitations for each of the above mentioned categories while also giving robust and accurate results. The proposed methodology for our research is illustrated on this slide. Our pipeline consists of 4 steps, which are data extraction, feature extraction, classification, and analysis of the results obtained. In the first step, which is data extraction, we extracted 19,400 phishing websites using open source services such as PhishTank and OpenFish. We also collected 19,400 benign websites that were obtained by crawling the internet using Malcrawler. These websites were combined and labeled to form a novel dataset comprising of the latest and active phishing websites. In the next step, 4 sets of features were extracted for each of these websites. So, which are basically lexical, address, script, and rule-based features. These features will be explained in greater detail in the following slides. Then we employed tree-based classifiers to detect phishing websites. We used the decision tree model and ensemble models such as Random Forest and XGBoost and compared their results. We also performed classification using single feature groups and their combinations to determine which features were more relevant for classification. And finally, we obtained the results and conclusions using all these techniques and analysis. So for a large-scale study, we extracted 38,800 URLs, comprising 19,400 phishing and 19,400 benign URLs. The data extraction has been performed in 2020 so that recent and active websites are used for up-to-date training of the model, as unavailability of phishing URLs in the present date is a common problem with datasets that have been created earlier. So the collection of phishing URLs was performed using 2 open source services, PhishTank and OpenFish. And to balance the dataset, 19,400 legitimate URLs were collected from the malicious and benign web pages dataset. This dataset originally contained an assortment of malicious and benign web pages collected by crawling the internet using Malcrawler and verifying the labels by Google CF Browsing API. For each of the websites present in our dataset, we obtained 4 sets of features using both coded and mathematical methods. As previous work has indicated, the variety of attributes used for classification played a critical role in predicting the results and techniques and results. We were meticulous in handpicking the features discussed in the literature for extraction and chose those that limited their individual categories' shortcomings while also giving us robust and accurate results. The first category is the address-based features. These features include all the information about the address bar, the URL, and its domain. Examples include the domain name, the time elapsed since activation, time left till expiration, etc. The second category is that of lexical features. Often phishers add special characters to benign URLs to confuse the user into believing that the site is legitimate. These features are also obtained from a linguistic analysis of the data consisting of attributes such as the count of special characters in the URL. Rule-based features are extracted using mathematical formulae describing the website based on a predefined set of fuzzy logic or if-then rules. These features are easily computed and based on essential conclusions made by previous researchers in the domain of phishing detection. And finally, script-based features are related to the web page's script, such as status bar customization, to show a different URL to the viewer on hovering over the address bar. The ability to save web page source code and the count of the times the website has been directed. The objective of phishing detection is to ascertain whether a suspicious website is a phishing website. We have used supervised learning approach for this problem. Previous research has shown that tree-based learners perform well for phishing detection tasks, and hence we have taken simple as well as ensemble learning-based models for our classification analysis. We analyzed how ensemble models performed on the dataset in contrast to the base learners. For our analysis, we took the decision tree model and we compared it with its bagging and boosting equivalent, that is the random forest and the XGBoost. Random forest is a bagging method that creates several decision trees for the data and gives a majority output label from all the individual categories. XGBoost is a boosting method which builds trees sequentially. So comparison of these three models was done on the basis of 5 classification metrics, which are accuracy score, F1 score, AUC score, precision, and recall. The top 38 features that were selected for classification using the ANOVA test are listed in this table shown on the slide. Our analysis shows a strong dependency on lexical features such as presence of a special character or keywords in the URL. Many domain-related features like the age of the domain also influence the classification strongly. The use of URL shortening services and web forwarding is also prevalent in phishing URLs. The figure on the slide describes the distribution of features into selected feature groups. We observe that the lexical features had the highest number of selected features, with 44.7% of the retained features belonging to this category. The results of all the classification experiments are summarized in this table. We split the dataset into training and test sets and carried out 5-fold stratified cross-validation for evaluating our models. The average accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, and the AUC score is recorded for each classifier. We observe that ensemble models, that is the random forest and the XGBoost model, perform much better than the decision tree model, with XGBoost having the best accuracy and thus serving as our chosen classification model. To understand the importance of different types of features in classification, we use the XGBoost model to evaluate classification results by considering different collections of features. These results are displayed in the shown table. The results show that while address-based features had the highest individual accuracy, the model performs best when all the different categories of features are taken into account. So the figure on the slide shows the bar graphs of the testing accuracy obtained for different feature groups by selecting the tree-based classifiers, indicating that the highest accuracy is achieved by the XGBoost model, considering all the different categories of features. So in conclusion, we created a large data set of 38,800 active phishing and legitimate websites and performed classification using simple as well as ensemble tree-based classifiers. We got accurate results owing to our feature engineering process. Our analysis showed that domain-related features, such as the presence of a DNS record or the age of the associated domain, are strong indicators of a URL being a phishing URL. Lexical features like the presence of certain special characters or keywords are also good indicators of a phishing URL. Phishing websites are ones that have been redirected multiple times. Our developed pipeline does not depend on any pre-existing third-party blacklists and hence is not affected by frequency of updation of these lists. And it also does not consider computation-heavy image or textual features and hence can be deployed in real time. It gives robust results with enhanced real-time applicability. Finally, the future scope of our research can be to extend the model to encompass a wide variety of phishing techniques, such as wishing, phishing emails, and SMSs. Moreover, this model can also be extended as a web extension that can warn users and prevent them from visiting phishing websites in real time. With this, we would like to conclude our presentation and open the tab for question and answers. We're highly grateful for this opportunity and would like to thank the conference committee for conducting the virtual conference seamlessly and providing us with such an enriching experience. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Peja. We have a question here in the Q&A. Excellent work and presentation. What data set did you use for your work? In case I'm not sure if you mentioned that in your presentation already.
Can you please repeat the question?
What data set did you use for your study?
So the data set which we used was collected by us. So we collected 38,800 phishing and benign websites using the services that I mentioned in my presentation.
And then the next question, which is linked to the previous one, is why did you choose that data set and what's the rationale? And do you plan as part of future work to consider other data sets?
Yes. So the reason that we chose that data set was because there has been a kind of a disadvantage to this phishing detection domain, that the previous data sets have links or websites which have been expired, because these phishing websites are reported so frequently. So we're not able to access the older websites. So we decided to create a new data set which was recent.
Right. And then another question is, what method did you use for feature selection?
So for feature selection, we use the ANOVA test, which is the F-class F.
Right. And do you plan to make your data set open to the public after your research is completed?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I think we covered all the questions that we got, and we conscious of time because we have another session starting soon. So thank you very much, Peja, for your presentation, and thanks to all attendees for attending this talk. We'll be back for the next talk at 11:30 UK time, so in just 5 minutes time. So please join the other session so that you don't miss any of the presentations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.